Hi middle one, our lesson today is about square root of the perfect square. What is a square root? About the square root is the opposite of the second power. The value can be multiplied by itself. For example, the square root of 9 is 3, and a proper square root looks like this symbol. 6 square with a small 2, meaning 6 times 6, which is the second power. Again, about the meaning of the square root. Finding a square root is the opposite of the squaring a number. To find the square root of 36, you must figure out what the number multiplied by itself gives me 36. Then root of 36 equals 6. What is the number as the square root of 36 is 6. The most common example in the lesson of the square root is area of the square. Area of the square, we have studied that it equals side square. Then if we have the area of the square, how to find its sides? By squaring root the area, we can find the side. If the area of the square equals 25 centimeters square, then its sides equal 5 centimeters. Then the square root is the opposite operation of squaring a number. 5 times 5 equals 25, then root 25 equals 5. By the same concept, root 0 equals 0, because 0 times 0 equals 0. Root 1 equals 1, because 1 square equals 1. Root 4 equals 2, because 2 times 2 equals 4. Root 9 equals 3, because 3 times 3 equals 9. And root 16 equals 4, because 4 times 4 equals 16. And root 25 equals 5, root 36 equals 6, and so on. Here, middle one, we know that 5 squared equals 25, and also negative 5 squared equals 25, because the even power cancels the negative sign. Then all positive real numbers have 2 square roots, positive and negative. Then the symbol positive or negative, and read as positive or negative or plus or minus, refers to both positive and negative square root. But negative real numbers don't have real square root. Then root negative 25, it has no solution. The square of an integer is called perfect square. Here we have some examples to find the square root. Here, square root of a rational number, root 36 out of 25. We can distribute the root as we distribute the power, then it equals root 36 out of root 25. Then the answer is 6 out of 5. Here, root 0.64, we can put it as a rational number form like this, root 64 out of 100, and we can now find the root of 64 and 100 equals 8 out of 10, and we can simplify this rational number to be 4 out of 5. Here we have square root of negative 2. Middle one, root cancel square and square cancel root. Then the answer of this equals 2. Then the root cancels the square, and also the square cancels the negative sign. Then the root of any square gives me the absolute of the number under the square. Now let's have more exercises. Find the square root of each of the following. First, root 64 equals 8. B, root 9 out of 100 equals 3 out of 10. Root 144 equals 12 and root 49 equals 7. Find in the simplest form the positive root of 25 equals 5. Positive or negative root of 8 square, root cancel square, then the answer positive or negative 8. Positive or negative root of 81 out of 100 square, the root cancels the square, then the answer positive or negative or plus or minus 81 out of 100. And here I need to find the root, and I have coefficient and variables. By the same way, the root of the coefficient, root of 25 is 5, root of 36 is 6. The root cancels the square of x and y, then the answer 5xy out of 6. Root 6 out of 36 equals 2 out of 6 equals 1/3, and plus or minus root of 40,000 for the square root of 4 is 2, and the square root of 10,000 is 100. Each 2 zeros comes out of the square by 1 zeros, and each 4 zeros comes out of the root by 2 zeros. Then the answer here plus or minus 200. Thank you for listening, and we're gonna meet in another lessons.